Well, that's right. The U.S. has sanctioned so many countries that at this point, the whole world sees that it would be advantageous to have a trade system under which different countries could not be sanctioned. Because if you're basically forced to obey orders from Washington, or you'll be hit by sanctions, then in many ways you can't do what's in the best interest of your people. So Iran's example, which was set quite a while back, is being followed now by Russia and by China and other countries. And all of these countries now see that ultimately the way to do it is not only to do what Iran has done and move production back into the country and emphasize domestic production, the ability to produce these things rather than being dependent on the outsiders, and then also to develop trade networks with other countries that are willing to work around the sanctions or even violate them. And apparently it looks like China and Russia now are being forced into this in a really big way. And what that means is that the tentative efforts to develop a trading system that bypasses the U.S. dollar and the SWIFT system that's all dollar-based and which allows the Americans to sanction countries that they don't like will go into high gear. And that ultimately should erode the power of the petrodollar, which has been the world's de facto reserve currency since the early 1970s. And as the petrodollar erodes, that will stop the Americans from being able to continue printing as much worthless green paper as they want and forcing the world to trade real goods and services for it. Now, that's the basis for the entire U.S. empire, as economist Michael Hudson has written. And when that basis erodes and finally collapses, so will the U.S. empire.